So welcome to today's video. I am going to do a get ready with me of a just simple makeup. I have to go back to the doctor, my surgeon, and discuss some things that I need fixing. If you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. I hope you stick around. If this is your first time, we have a lot of fun over here on this channel. We don't take makeup serious. Is it fun? Absolutely. Do we turn it into an art? Absolutely. It's our face. It all comes off. Am I an older lady? Absolutely. I'm almost 50. Do I still like to play in shifty change of colors? Absolutely. I think it's so fun. I have grandchildren that love to play in shifty shadows too. Ask them what a swatch is and they'll hold their hand out. I have videos of them on my channel. You can check them out. They absolutely love it and I love it too. To me, it's leaving them, videos of when I'm long gone, they can still always click on it and still hear their gaga. Long after I'm gone, I'll always be there for them, and they know that. So that's my reason number 2 for this channel. My reason number 1, it is my therapy. I love, love, love that I am able to get up here and talk to a teeny tiny little square known as my phone's camera. It is my outlet that I can say and get out what I need to. I can edit out the things that I don't want to be seen by the internet and keep what I do. So, if this entertains you or you think, this chick might be somebody I think I might like, I hope you consider subscribing. And if not, I understand that too. It is free. It doesn't hurt anything. And it helps me. Now, all that being said, I hope you consider subscribing again. Give this video a like or give it a dislike. It all helps in letting YouTube push out my videos. Now, I will be right back and we will get started with this video. Okay, guys. So, let's get the hair pulled back before we do anything, so we can get this show on the road. I filmed, y'all, oh man, I filmed several videos I ain't even gonna use. I look back on them and I'm like, halfway through them I'm like, I ain't gonna do this. I just ain't gonna do this. What did I do? I kept on. What did I do after I got them uploaded? I ain't deleted them yet, but I thought, nah, I don't think I'm gonna keep these. Haven't deleted them yet, but I'm thinking it. It takes up a lot of storage. I hadn't used this foundation in a long time, so I thought, which is the Urban Decay Hydra Stay Naked Maniac. And I remembered liking this a lot. I don't know why I hadn't used it in a while, but I don't think I'm going to use it today either. I think I'm going to use my Rimmel Long Lasting. Really hadn't planned on doing much for foundation, but here we are. This appears to be a little bit darker. So, I kind of talked in those videos. I kind of talked about my California trip, right? So, I did a video, and I did upload it, of my makeup goodies that I got from California. And I also made a video of using those products. That's the video that ultimately didn't get posted because it wouldn't. There are two videos that I'm referring to. One that is way too long. That was the second upload of the video of the makeup makeup I got in California that I used. The first one, it wouldn't load because I had used cinematic mode without realizing, and that for like 20 minutes was like 4 gig, and it would not transfer over. So that was just like a waste. And I finally, after days of like, why is this not working, realized it was on cinematic mode. It is what it is. So then I filmed another one, and I got it saved to my drive, and several times in that video I thought, I don't think I'm going to upload this, but I kept on and on and on, like I said. But I wasn't satisfied with the content. I felt like I was talking more about me, and my journey to get on an airplane. For reference, I'm afraid to fly. I was afraid to fly. So now that I got that out of the way, now I'll talk about my trip to California. My trip was not to shop. My trip was not to see the sights. My trip was to see my grandson for the first time, see my daughter, because I hadn't seen her in a year physically. Obviously we FaceTime multiple times, and we FaceTimed minutes after Mason was born. That's Mason's, that's her son's name. And so it was just a surreal time. I did not care one bit to see anything California had to offer. As soon as I got there, I'm here to tell you, I didn't care. I was there to see Mason. It was just, he's just perfect, y'all. He is just so perfect. Oh my goodness. I was able to go with them to his doctor's appointment, and he's growing so big. Oh my goodness. Hannah, she's able to nurse, and she's having to supplement with formula a little bit, and that's got her down a little bit, and that's understandable. Lord knows it is. And we've told her not to, don't beat yourself up, honey. She's trying, and I can't offer much advice because I didn't nurse my children. Luckily her sister did. So, Sam's been a good resource for her, and I'm thankful for that. That she has that. And Mason, the only time this baby cried, y'all, was when he was hungry. That is it. And they knew it. They had his stuff right on. And I'll tell you, I said it before I got there. I said, I don't believe y'all have let this baby lay down or sit down since he's been born, because he's always in somebody's arms. Just picking. I get there. This baby didn't. He was in somebody's arms, in somebody's lap. And I'd already told him before I got there, I said, I just want to let y'all know, when I get there and this baby gets in my arms, he ain't getting out. Of course, I was joking. And Hannah very eloquently said, "No, Mama, I will do this. Brandon will do that." I was like, "Baby, I was only joking, but okay." And they hadn't left because I had asked them. I was like, "Well, what are you guys doing for for daycare? Is do y'all have that lined up?" And she was like, "The way our schedules are, one of us will be able to be home with him while the other one is working." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's nice, that they have that." And they are both so good with children. Hannah's always been good with babies. That is just, I never, ever had any, just, I never had any questions of, will she be good with kids? Or, never. I mean, she is always been good with kids. From the time she was a toddler, she's just always been that way. So I'm going to use this is a little. I'm just going to do my makeup. Try not to really talk about the products because that's really when I get myself in trouble and I start going off and, oh yeah, this so and so's like. But I am using this Paris Hilton lip oil that I got on my California haul. It's good, y'all. It is real good. I've used it a couple times. It really does feel like an oil and not a gloss. And it is very nourishing, very hydrating. It tastes good and it smells good. So, anyway, I was able to see. I was there for 10 days. I was able to see Mason change. Literally, newborns, they you see them change every day. And so I was getting to see him change and his patterns every day. And boy, oh boy, did I love that. Mason, I mean, we went to a farmer's market. Everywhere we went, Mason went with us. There was never a, hey, I want to take my mom here, or, I can get so and so to watch Mason while we do this. No. Mason went with us. And I loved that. I did. It was so just it was so nice, and not that any mom that doesn't take their kid somewhere is wrong and not nice. That's not what I meant. It was nice that I got to spend like every minute that I was there with Mason. Every minute. And I loved that. I loved that to no end. I even got to keep him by myself. Hannah she had her schedule. And I knew that the weekend she had to work from 4 to 8. And so it was just going to be Brandon and myself with Mason. And Hannah had pumped enough to kind of top off his milk, his formula. I mean, to so he was getting milk and formula. Anyway, that she got called and she was asked could she work a shift. And so she and Brandon, I guess they talked it over, and he had to go to work. So, and it was the morning, and so I was still asleep. She woke me up and asked, could I watch Mason? I was like, I'm jumping up off that air mattress. I'm like, yes, I sure can. So, and he had already got up. I'm like, I sure can. And that's what I did. I had him for, let's see, she got off at 12. And he got off at 1. So I had him from about 7:30 to 12. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Every bit of it. So, I was just so happy, you know. Just so incredibly happy that I got that time. You know, I got that time to bond, and I bonded with him the whole time, but you know, it was just me and him. You know, I got to sing to him and tell him stories, you know, about his mom. Not bad stories, but you know, I would say, your mom used to do this and your mama used to do that. And I brought a gown with me to California. It was a little gown, little yellow gown that I had, and I'll try and put a picture in. I'll try to put some California pictures in either this video or another video of just California. They're not going to be many pictures of Mason, just because I think that would be an invasion of their privacy so much. I have it on Facebook, and I have a few of you guys on Facebook, you know, but I really want to respect them, that this is their child. But my point being, I took a gown there that I wore. I will be 50 in January, so I'm 49 now. And my mom had a gown that I wore. You know, back in those days, you didn't know if you were having a boy or a girl. Yellow. Everything was yellow. Okay? So, Mama had me in that gown, and it managed to survive. You know, moving and this, that, and the other. Well, my brother, he wore it. My children, his children, and I say wore it, they wore it like pictures, you know. It wasn't like throw it in their diaper bag and it's part of a rotation. No, I mean, it was, well, my girls did. So when, of course, my grandchildren came along, I wanted them to wear it, and they did. And then when Mason got here, I had him wear it. And, I mean, it's held up. And I had him in that little gown. I took it with me to California. I trusted the mail service to take my medications to California, but I didn't trust them to take that prized possession of mine. I mean, I keep this little gown in my safe. It's worth nothing. I mean, but it's priceless to me. But anyway, I have Mason in it, and my son-in-law took a picture of us. I was reading to him, and so he took a picture of that. And And then, like 10 seconds later, Mason spit up. And so I was like, nope, we're not going to wipe it off. I'm going to take it home. Hannah was like, Mama, it's going to stink. I said, I know it will. And I'm going to put it in this little Ziploc bag. I said, I can't sneak Mason home with me, but at least I can sneak a part of him home. I know that sounds gross, but try leaving your baby's baby around the world, literally halfway around the world. Anyway, I really did. I had a good time. I did. Man, I know now that I can do things that I didn't think I could do before. And that trip, I just opened my eyes to a lot of things. I had 2 migraines the whole time I was there. I had, funny story, I passed a kidney stone on the way back home in Salt Lake City, Utah. We were above Salt Lake City. I had a bout earlier that week. About the last 2 days I was there, I really started hurting in my back and in my bladder. I was like, shoot, I know what this is. And sure enough, that's what it was. And it stopped hurting, just stopped as suddenly as it started. And so I thought, okay, good, that's gone. It's gone, or it's gone dormant, which they do. So, I was like, yeah, that's good. On the plane. And what should happen? I get to hurting. And I get to hurting bad. And I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. Luckily, I'm seated kind of in the middle. I'm behind the exit doors because, yeah. I mean, no. Not for my first experience flying was I going to be near exit doors that I'd already seen blew off. No, ma'am. Anyway. So, I'm using this palette from Sigma, the Cool Neutrals that I got. $11. Yeah, all I paid for this was $11 on TikTok Shop. I think I put a video up about this. If I didn't, here's a quick blurb about it. I don't TikTok. For some reason, I got an alert. I think I got an alert, a text alert that was like, join us now on TikTok, da-da-da-da-da. So I clicked on it, and it took me to the TikTok Live, and they were selling this product. So I clicked on it. And when I clicked on it, I was like, oh, okay. It was half off, or it was $22. Well, when I clicked on it, because I was a first-time buyer on TikTok, it said it was $11 free shipping. I was like, oh, heck yeah. So I clicked on it. It was $11. And shockingly, I was like, okay, this isn't as cool as what I was thinking. So anyway, I got it. I've used it. I like it. So there's my little blurb if I hadn't to put a video up. If I have, sorry. Anyway, back to my story. So I'm starting to hurt at this point, and I'm like, ugh. Why, kidneys? Why are you doing me this way? Well, I am in a serious state of this is hurting real bad. And I had taken my medication. I didn't mail it back this time. I mailed it there. I didn't mail it back. And because I was thinking differently, the whole mailing medicine, I mailed a lot of things going there because I wasn't sure how TSA worked. I didn't want to be unloading a bunch of medications because I didn't know if TSA would flag it and be like, why are you flying across the country with all of these medications? Well, I'm staying across the country for 10 days and these are the medications that I need. And, you know, anyway, and I have chronic pain and anxiety and depression. That's why. Anyway, so I mailed them. Well, now seeing how TSA worked, I was like, yeah, that's not a problem. Plus, I had only mailed the amount that I would be using. So I had, I'd saved empty, like the empty bottles, so they would have labels on them and I wasn't just taking like a pill compartment. I was like, mm-mm. Anyway. So I knew I had some of my pain medicine at the ready, in my backpack. So I opened it and it was in a little toiletry bag. And I took my toiletry bag to the bathroom. I mean, to anyone looking, it just looked like I was probably, on my cycle, even old as I am. But I got in there and I took something for it because it was hurting so freaking bad. And once I took it and I sat back down on the flight from Sacramento to Atlanta, on that particular airplane, we had a screen that you could watch whatever on their Wi-Fi that you wanted to, or listen to music, or you could do the flight tracker and it would show you exactly what you were over. So I was like, where are we at? And so I hit the flight tracker and we were over Salt Lake City, Utah. And I was like, well, that's one for the books. Passing a kidney stone in Salt Lake City, Utah, because it was passing, and once I got back, I was like, okay, I'm good now. But anyway, I'm going to finish up this eye, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back, and this is the completed look that I came up with. This is what I finished using on my eyeballs. I finished the look up with, I just dropped something. I used this color, starting off in the crease. Then I added a little bit of this, because I wanted to give it a little bit of warmth. And then I popped on this shade, which is more of a topper. And I went in with, what shade was it? This shade in the center. Just a little bit. Just tapped it very little. And that was it for what I used in this palette. For the inner corner and for my highlight, I used this Sydney Grace single highlight in the shade. Gotta put my glasses on because I can't see it, y'all. This is in the shade Heaven. It's in the shade Heaven. It's so pretty. That's what that looks like. Maybe it'll show up because I've got some blush on my hands. So I used this. That's so pretty. Let me put that there so I can put it back. And For bronzer, Marc Jacobs. For my under eyes, I use this Jaclyn Cosmetics palette. It's the one that's got the brightening, and I use this one. For my brows, I used my Woma by Sharon C. The pencil part and the brow gel, and then I went in after that. This is new. I got this on the CVS haul, but this is the Essence Fix It. It's clear, and it's just this extra strength, and I believe it. This is really good stuff. It's clear, so I take it after I do everything that I'm going to do to my brows, tinting them and all that, and I take this and I run them through all the gel and all the detailing that I'm going to do, and they don't make my eyebrows crispy feeling or anything like that, but they do hold them up, so I have been enjoying that. The liquid blush that I have been loving, y'all, is this Super Dewy Makeup Revolution. This one is in the shade You Had Me at First Blush, and it is Barbie pink. Y'all know what color I'm talking about. That color. I mean, this is Barbie pink. I even tried to. That is exactly the color. I mean, it's on my hand a little bit, but it is pretty. It really is pretty. I did tone it down a little bit when I put some highlighter and some powder up there. Anyway, and I didn't use powder all over my face. I just did it right up, right through here. And then, of course, then I used my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer. This never lets me down. Ever. Ever, ever, ever lets me down. So, use that. And set everything with the Catrice Prime and Fine. Love this stuff. Mascara, I used an old fave, which is the Monsieur Teint Idole Monsieur Big Waterproof. For the lips, I lined them in Whirl, but no, take that back. I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed Brick, and I lined it in Brick. Didn't have my glasses on. So this is why I wear glasses. I didn't got all the way through, and I was like, ooh, that ain't the right color. But I was in a hurry, and I needed to go, so we went with that, and I covered it up with this lipstick that is no longer made, and I shouldn't be using it, but it still smelled okay, so we're going to go with it. Do as I say, not as I do. Do not use expired products. There we go. But this is in the shade. Shoot, I just memorized this doggone shade. It don't matter. It's not available anymore. You can't get it. But it's a real pretty berry tone. And I thought, it would look cool with this berry look, but you live and learn. That is it for this video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed making this video. I really did. I felt like I was so structured to include so much in those other videos that I just ultimately was like, that's not me. That's just me trying to bullet point this and bullet point that. With this one, I didn't feel that way. It was just easygoing, and that's what I wanted to talk about. My grandson, my daughter, the beautiful life that they have, and just the beauty of my grandson, and seeing my daughter just living her life, man. It's just, I leave politics and religion off of my channel. Not everyone will agree. And I want my channel to be a place where everyone feels welcome. Now, in saying that, I have no problem saying I am a Christian, I am a believer, but that also means that I'm going to respect those who don't have the same values that I have. And there that is. That being said, when I say I'm going to pray for you, I'm going to pray for you. If I say, send all the good prayers, the good vibes, the good this and that and the other, because I know there are people that don't pray. Therefore, that's for the good thoughts and the good vibes and the good everything, But circling back, I know this is where I am bringing religion into my channel and into this video. I know that God had a plan for these last few years. I didn't know what it was, and I have struggled, and I've struggled, and I have struggled, and I've kept 99% of those struggles offline. I say this is my therapy. I don't bring 90% of that therapy up here and post. Some of that therapy is me recording for my eyes only, so I can look back and I can see what place I was in on this day or that day, knowing that God got me through some of those hard days, and God got me through some of those hard days, and He got my child through some of those hard days. Now, don't want to cry because I do got to go to the doctor. Anyway, so I'm going to close this video out. Thank you all again for the messages, for the comments that have been left on my videos while I have been absent. Thank you all for the comments and prayers and DMs that you guys have left me on Facebook. I really do appreciate them all. I do see them all. Sometimes it's hard when I feel like if I respond to one, does someone else feel like I'm not responding to them for a reason? That is an insecurity that I have, and I've always had that self-esteem, and I never want anyone to feel that way. That is an internal thing. So a lot of times I don't. I see them and I don't, and that's more so on the YouTube, not necessarily the Facebook. Sometimes on Facebook, I call it post and ghost. I'll post the updates, and it may be 2 or 3 days later when I'm ready to post again that I'll see, 54 notifications, Anyway, that being said, I appreciate everyone. Now, all right, don't forget, be beautiful, be kind, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.